Happy New Year, sales guys. It's Drew here. I'm just leaving the office. It is New Year's Eve and I made 2 sales today. That's 2 more sales than anybody that didn't work made. And I also pushed 2 deals forward that I think are gonna close on Thursday or Friday. So today was a huge success for it being New Year's Eve. I like to slam at least 1 deal in, maybe 2 deals, 3 deals if I can get 3 deals before New Year's, because guess what? I'm going into the new year with deals hanging out. I'm going into the new year with deals coming in, and I got money coming in January 1st, and that's a good feeling. So if you don't have a deal and it's still New Year's Eve, there's still time. But I have a rule: you have to get deals during times when you know, it counts. And it counts at the end of the year. It counts at the beginning of the year. Don't you want to get a jump start on your goals for next year? The way you get a jump start is you close a bunch of deals at the end of the year, and they hit in January, and they pay out in January and February and March. You crank up, you know, while people have their wallets out during Christmas season and New Year's. You know, they have all these New Year's resolutions, all these goals and things they want to do. You know how many people I can get to do things now that I couldn't get to do something in March, April, or May, but I can get them to take action now. Why? Because people, just like their New Year's resolutions in their life, they have a New Year's resolution in their business, right? So once you understand that, you're going to be looking for opportunity no matter what. You're going to constantly want to fill your pipeline at the end of the year and start the new year on fire. You want to start the new year with momentum, and the way you build momentum is through focus. It's ongoing focus of something in the same direction, and you don't get momentum without that. It's the only way to get it. It's something that you have to do if you want to be an expert in one area or another, and especially with sales, it needs to be focus. You need to have focus, and for me, focus starts with knowing exactly what I want, knowing exactly what I want out of life. I even know what cars I'm gonna buy. I knew what house I was gonna live in before I lived in it. I knew who I was gonna marry, and you know, there was times in my life when I didn't know any of that, but the times have changed, and you know, so going into the new year, I want to know from you guys what kind of stuff you want to hear, what kind of material are you interested in discussing and learning about. I got a whole pile of books that I got for Christmas for myself, and through some friends and some mentors and mentees that I work with even bought me books. They know that I love books. I collect books. If you guys want, subscribe to the channel. If you shoot me a message, I'll shoot you out a book just for subscribe to the channel and sending me a message, because I've said that before and nobody's taken me up on it. I'm always surprised by that, because I have like a huge library of business books, and I'm gonna send you one that I personally select for you. I'll sign it, I'll send a note, and I'll ship you out a book. So subscribe to the channel. Definitely let a friend know about the channel too, because the only way I'm gonna get anyone to know me is through you guys. There's no other way. I'm not doing paid ads. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not doing a lot on Facebook. This is for me and for you guys, for the small group of people that I have following me right now, the subscribers that I have, 6 subscribers I think right now. You know, if I can double that, you know, I'll be happy. Even though it's a small group of people, I know the people that are in this group are superstars. They're people that really understand and know that personal development is the way to the top. So, you know, my goals this year are the same as yours probably: to make more money, to have a healthier, happier life, and to set myself up for guaranteed success. Guaranteed success starts with a mindset, and the mindset starts with what you put in your mind, what books you read, what audio tapes, what YouTube channels you follow. You know, I like shoes and I like entertainment just like anybody else, but there comes a time in my life and in your life when you got to say, look, what do I want? What is most important? Are you sick and tired of not getting the results? At one point in my life, I was so tired of it that I would just beat myself up with drugs and alcohol. I would literally beat myself up because I was so tired of not having money. And I got so tired of that life that I really was able to get some help from some people that were close to me. My wife, my dad, my brothers, some of the good friends that I have that helped me pull out of the situations that I was in. I mean, I've been in a lot of painful situations during my life, even though I'm a young guy. Haven't even really broke 35 yet, but I've been through a lot. And most of the people that you see that are highly successful, they got bumps and bruises, they got scars, to show, them coming up. They didn't just roll out of bed one day and be successful. The overnight success are the people that typically had been working behind the curtain, behind the closed doors for years, a decade or more. Tai Lopez been internet marketer for 10 years. He didn't come up, we didn't see about him until about 3 years ago, but that didn't mean that he wasn't working. That dude was working. Russell Brunson was working. Grant Cardone was working. Tony Robbins was working. Ed Mylett was working. While you guys were sleeping, and I was sleeping, and I was sitting there, twiddling my thumbs trying to figure out what I wanted, these guys knew exactly what they wanted, and they knew how to get it. And that's what I'm teaching you guys. So I know exactly what to do now. I just need to do the work. And when you know what to do, it becomes so much more fun. All the stress goes away from selling. Selling is a very, very dysfunctional scenario. Super dysfunctional. And why? Ask yourself why. Think about it. Why is sales so dysfunctional? The reason I know it's dysfunctional is because you got two people lying to each other. You got one person that's telling you all the great things they can do and you're never gonna have a problem if you buy from me. And then you got the other person on the other end saying, I'm gonna be the best customer in the world. I'm gonna buy so many. You gotta give me the best price because I'm just gonna be, bigger than Walmart someday. We've all heard that story. We've all heard the sunshine and butterflies from salespeople. We've also heard it from buyers. Both of them are full of shit, okay? One of the #1 rules in sales is that buyers are liars. And I don't say that in a mean way, because even think about your own self. When you buy from people, you're also probably misleading them. Has there ever been a time when somebody wanted to sell you something and all you could come up with was, look, I'll get back to you? You knew you weren't going to get back to the guy. You knew you didn't want to buy whatever he had, but you didn't have the guts to tell him no, or you didn't want to hurt his feelings, so you said, look, I'm going to call you back. Let me get back to you. Let me talk to my wife. I'll get back to you. And your intention was to never get back to him. Yeah, everybody does that. And so, is that a lie? Yes, it is. It's not telling the truth. And in the sales game, buyers, it's acceptable to lie to salespeople. If you lie outside of sales, you're going to hell. But you lie in sales to a salesperson, as a buyer, it's acceptable. It's perfectly okay. And so think about that. Why is it so dysfunctional? Because there's a lack of trust on both sides of the equation. Far too many salespeople have been used and abused, and far too many people have been ripped off when they purchase something. So that's where you need to understand, in sales, it's dysfunctional. If you understand that it's dysfunctional, you're going to treat the people differently. You're going to act different. You're not going to look and sound like a salesperson, because if you do that, that automatically categorizes you with somebody that they can't trust, right? So if they can't trust you, then they're not going to tell you anything. And if they don't tell you the information that you need, you're never going to be able to get them onto the right product, at the right price, at the right quantity, at the right time. You're in no man's land, as I call it. It's a hope and a dream. You're not going to be successful if you don't figure out the fundamentals of sales, which is people are going to mislead you, and what they tell you, the commitments they give you are not firm commitments. You need firm commitments from people, so you need to give them a commitment. Look, I'm gonna get you the information that you asked for. The only thing I would ask is that you let me know if you want to buy it or not. If you don't want to buy this and it's just not, it doesn't make sense for you, I understand. That's okay. There's no pressure. Just let me know. How many salespeople do that? Does that sound like your traditional salesperson? Your traditional salesperson is never going to tell somebody, hey, let me know if you decide not to buy this. Why? Because they're afraid of the word no. They're afraid of somebody telling them no. I encourage people to tell me no. I would rather somebody says, hey Drew, I'm not gonna buy that. Good, don't buy it. No sweat off my back. You know, if you don't want to buy something, it's my fault. It's probably I didn't explain the value well enough. You know, maybe it wasn't a good match. So if somebody tells you they're not gonna buy, you should be thanking them up and down, because they're saving you a tremendous amount of time and effort. So think about approaching sales differently this year. Think about the mindset that you have in sales, and think about what you can do to become a superstar. The first thing you can do is start signing up for programs and training. You know, I do a ton of training, I do a ton of programs. I've done Cardone University, I've done Sandler training, I've done Monster Producer, I've done Dale Carnegie, I do Vistage. There's so many programs. I have four or five Tai Lopez programs that I bought in the last year. And I don't even think, am I gonna get my money out of it? I know I'm gonna get my money out of it. I know it's gonna pay off. Why? Because I believe in myself, and I know that I'm gonna find something in there that's gonna give me an edge, a competitive advantage. How do you do more with less? You know more than other people. You understand more. It saves you time. You don't make the mistakes that you made in the past because you have the experience. So make the effort to learn everything you can about people and everything you can about sales. If you do those two things, if you want it bad enough and you have an ethical product, something that's good, push it out into the marketplace. Sell it. Don't wait. Sell it. Now's the time. Don't let your family down. Okay? I've done that. Don't do it. You'll feel like shit. Now, you know, once my kids were born, I think I cranked it into high gear, but I didn't seriously crank it into high gear until about 2 years ago. And I made a decision. We will never be without money. My family will never be without money. And I say that to myself every single day. Every single day. We will never be without money. This family will not be without money. I'm gonna pay attention to my bank account. I'm gonna pay attention to my customers. I'm gonna pay attention to my business. I'm gonna pay attention to my team members, my coworkers, you know?